Hey besties, welcome back to Paper Highlighter, where the tea is hot, the timelines are messy, and the comment sections are absolutely feral. Buckle up, because today's lineup is pure 90-day chaos. First up, Emma touches down in Morocco looking glam and instantly crashes into a full-blown culture clash. Fans are split between respect the norms and he switched up the rules. Meanwhile, Jasmine spirals after spotting a delivery to Elizabeth, thinks Matt is cheating again, then realizes it might be a misunderstanding, and people are dragging her for allegedly using baby Matilda to guilt him into coming back. Next, Veronica and Seth's domestic violence arrest gets even wilder. They're already out on bond, headed to court, and now Veronica's past legal trouble is resurfacing online because nothing stays buried in this fandom. Also, the internet is claiming Biniyam was caught in bed with Angela, but the proof looks suspiciously polished, and fans are screaming, "Show receipts" or "It's AI." And don't blink, because Madeleine's feeling sick right before the wedding with Luke, dizzy, puking, and everyone's whispering pregnancy scare while she insists she didn't want a baby right now. Then Matthew and Greta are giving emotional whiplash. She flies across the world and gets one drawer and a cold welcome, and viewers are calling it the start of a slow-motion breakup. And finally, Tyray opens up about weight loss surgery, why he did it, how hard it was, and where he's at now in his transformation. If you're ready for the full breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you don't miss a single meltdown. Drop your hottest take in the comments, Team Culture Shock or Team He Switched Up. Now, let's roll straight into tonight's first story. Wait. Because the second Emma stepped off that plane in Morocco, the entire 90-day fandom collectively went, "Oh no, this is about to be a problem." If you missed it, Emma finally meets her Moroccan man in person, and what should have been a dreamy airport reunion instantly turns into a tense culture clash spiral from the terminal to the Riyadh. So here's what's got everyone talking. Emma shows up looking full vacation glam, bright, strappy dress, hair done, makeup flawless, while he's moving like, "We're in public, we're in Morocco, keep it modest, keep it respectful." And Emma's face says it all. Confusion, disappointment, and that slow building rage when your fantasy romance hits real-world rules. On screen, Emma even calls out how the whole airport to Riyadh interaction felt off, like the vibe flipped the moment she landed, and fans are dragging every detail. One of the biggest hot takes popping off is, why didn't Emma do her homework? Viewers are saying this storyline is basically a 90-day tradition. American woman arrives in a conservative country and acts shocked the culture is conservative. But here's where it gets messy, because a whole other group of fans thinks Emma isn't the only one at fault. People are saying Emma allegedly asked ahead of time what to expect, and he didn't exactly warn her. So now it's turning into, did he sell her one version of himself over texts and FaceTimes, then switch up when the cameras came on? And the comments are brutal about the arrival itself. Fans keep pointing out how she seemed stranded and stressed at the airport. Like, why wasn't he right there, helping with bags, making her feel secure? That first impression matters. Then there's the petty layer, people clowning her glam routine, including the moment she's doing makeup in the car while someone else needs the mirror to drive. And now the fandom is split into three camps: respect the culture, he played her, or they never had the real conversations until it was too late. PDA, religion, family expectations, and what being together looks like in real life. The spiciest speculation? Fans think this relationship is attracted to the differences until those differences become rules, and then it turns into resentment at warp speed. Keep it locked, because the next story is even messier, and it involves a name that sent Jasmine into full panic mode. She thought she caught him cheating again, but the other woman turned out to be a location. Jasmine, babe, please. 90-Day Fiancé's Jasmine Pineda and her baby daddy, Matt Brannis, are already in non-stop chaos mode. And this week, the drama escalated because Jasmine saw one name and absolutely detonated the relationship. Here's what went down, according to Jasmine's own social media update. She asked Matt to send her a screenshot connected to her Amazon storefront, basically something simple, nothing dramatic. But when she looked closer, she claimed she saw a delivery going to Elizabeth, and her brain immediately went, not Romanian Elizabeth. Yup, the same Elizabeth Jasmine says Matt cheated with before. Jasmine admitted she flipped the second she saw it. No slow questions, no calm verification. She went straight into confrontation. And she says Matt stormed. Keep it locked because the next story is even messier. And it involves a name that sent Jasmine into full panic mode. She thought she caught him cheating again, but the other woman turned out to be a location. Jasmine, babe, please. 90-Day Fiancé's Jasmine Pineda and her baby daddy, Matt Brannis, are already in non-stop chaos mode. And this week, the drama escalated because Jasmine saw one name and absolutely detonated the relationship. Here's what went down, according to Jasmine's own social media update. She asked Matt to send her a screenshot connected to her Amazon storefront, basically something simple, nothing dramatic. But when she looked closer, she claimed she saw a delivery going to Elizabeth, and her brain immediately went, not Romanian Elizabeth. Yup, the same Elizabeth Jasmine says Matt cheated with before. Jasmine admitted she flipped the second she saw it. No slow questions, no calm verification. She went straight into confrontation. And she says Matt stormed out after the blow-up, leaving her spiraling and furious. But then comes the plot twist that made the internet howl. Jasmine vents to a friend, and the friend tells her Elizabeth is the name of the city they were in, not a woman receiving gifts. So all that smoke was for a zip code. After realizing she jumped the gun, Jasmine posted a public apology and basically begged Matt to come back home. She even mentioned unblocking him so he could reach out if he wanted. The vibe was very, I messed up, please return, let's reset. And the fandom split right down the middle. One side is laughing like this is the most Jasmine thing that's ever happened. People are calling it a full crash out without research and saying she's exhausting with the constant back and forth. The other side is like, wait, if he really cheated with a Romanian Elizabeth before, of course that name is a trigger. And honestly, that's the only part that makes sense. If your trust is already shattered, your nervous system doesn't pause to fact check. But then there's the suspicious crowd, fans accusing Jasmine of manufacturing storylines to stay relevant, saying the timing feels too perfect, like a soap opera cliffhanger posted straight to Facebook. The spiciest read online is that this isn't even about Elizabeth. It's about Jasmine and Matt being addicted to the cycle. Fight, explode, separate, apologize, reunite, and repeat. Don't touch that dial, because it gets even darker in the next update, where fans accuse Jasmine of using baby Matilda as a pawn to pull Matt back in. This comes right after Jasmine's latest meltdown, where she thought Matt was sending gifts to Elizabeth, only to realize Elizabeth might have been a city name, not a woman. Matt storms out, Jasmine panics, and then the internet says she turned her next posts into a full-on emotional trap. After Matt left, Jasmine allegedly started posting a string of emotional updates featuring baby Matilda. Like, not just a casual mom life post. People are claiming it was strategically aimed at Matt, with the message basically being, "Come back, the baby misses you." One screenshot that really set Reddit off, Jasmine posting Matilda in a stroller with text along the lines of, "Daddy, Tildy is missing you." And that's where the backlash exploded, because viewers aren't just annoyed at the relationship drama anymore. They're worried about the pattern. In the comments, fans are saying Jasmine constantly keeps everyone on the edge of their seats with these relationship cliffhangers, and now they feel like the baby is being dragged into it as a prop. Then there's the extra layer that made people roll their eyes. Jasmine also reportedly posted about needing Matt to come back and fix things, like a broken microwave, plus urging him to answer his phone after she unblocked him. So the online narrative becomes she's using Matilda for emotional pressure and using house stuff as an excuse to pull him back into the home. Reddit, as always, did not whisper. People called it manipulative, toxic, and said it's unfair to put that kind of emotional messaging on a child who can't consent to being part of adult conflict. Some commenters even went as far as saying Matt should consider custody moves if the environment stays chaotic, because the constant fighting, leaving, returning, posting, deleting, it's a lot. But of course, there's a smaller group defending Jasmine too, saying if Matt is a father, he shouldn't need manipulation to come see his kid, and that Jasmine is just overwhelmed and desperate after another blow-up. Still, the main mood online is clear. Fans feel like Jasmine is trying to win the argument by weaponizing sympathy. Because once a baby is involved, nobody wants to look like the villain who abandoned their child. The spiciest speculation is that Jasmine and Matt aren't even fighting to fix the relationship anymore. They're fighting for control of the narrative, and Matilda is getting caught in the middle. And just when you think the drama can't get more serious, stick around. Veronica and Seth's DV arrest, mugshots, and how much they paid to bond out. 90 Day Fiancé fans woke up to a shock when Veronica and her fiancé Seth's arrest details started making the rounds online. The headlines? Domestic violence charges, both sides accusing each other, and the kind of mess that makes the fandom drop their phones and go, wait, what happened? Veronica and Seth were booked in North Carolina on misdemeanor domestic violence-related charges, and the stay behind bars didn't last long. Within hours, they were bonded out and released, meaning this wasn't some overnight situation where they sat for days. It was more like booked, processed, bond posted, bye. Now let's talk numbers, because that's what fans latched onto immediately. Reportedly, Veronica posted a $500 bond. Seth, however, had to put up $2,500 because he was also hit with an assault on a female charge, which is why his bond was higher. And as soon as those amounts hit the internet, people started doing what they do best: speculating, debating, and connecting dots with zero chill. As for the alleged incident itself, the reports floating around claim things got physical. One version says Veronica used physical force and struck Seth in the face. But at the same time, people noticed Veronica allegedly had visible marks, scratches on her wrists, leading some fans to argue it wasn't as one-sided as it sounds. And that's why the story feels so tense. The online chatter isn't just who's wrong, it's what actually happened in that house. And here's the part that makes this more than just a headline. Even though they're out, they're not free and clear. They're reportedly set to appear in court on March 3rd, and there are warnings in place about no threatening, harassing, or assaulting the prosecuting witness. Officials didn't name that witness publicly, but fans are already assuming it's each other. The fandom's spiciest theory is that this relationship is either already imploding behind the scenes, or they're about to unfollow war their way into the messiest update yet. Keep it locked, because the next layer of this story is even more unsettling. Veronica's past arrests resurfacing, and why fans are side-eyeing her history after this DV case. After the shocking DV arrest involving Veronica Rodriguez and her fiancé Seth, the fandom didn't stop at what happened. They immediately went to, has this happened before? And that's when old legal history started popping off online. First, people noticed Veronica's ex, Jamal, allegedly posting a cryptic message like, "You all owe me an apology." No context, no explanation, just enough to send fans into full detective mode. And you already know what that does to the timeline. It makes everyone assume he's hinting at red flags he tried to warn people about. Then the deep dives kicked in. Reports floating around claim Veronica had a DWI situation in North Carolina back in 2016. The chatter says court records show she was found guilty of a level 4 DWI with a suspended sentence, probation, and fines. But the part that really made jaws drop, the older incident. People are sharing details from a 2006 arrest in Florida when Veronica was about 20 years old. Allegedly, it stemmed from a 3-car accident where officers believe she was at fault. And according to the reports being passed around, the situation didn't stay calm. She reportedly became aggressive at the scene, yelling profanities, and the allegations include physically striking law enforcement and a paramedic, plus resisting arrest with violence. The online recaps also claim she was released on a $20,000 bond and that the charges were later dropped, which is important because fans are arguing in the comments about what arrested means versus convicted. Still, in classic fandom fashion, people are connecting the past to the present and asking whether this is a pattern or whether the internet is doing what it does best, sensationalizing. The spiciest speculation right now is that the Jamal post is going to turn into a full-blown "I tried to tell you" saga, because if he starts talking, this story gets 10 times louder. Up next, the internet claiming Biniyam was caught in bed with Angela Deem and why people think the photo might be AI. A viral post started making rounds with a bold caption basically screaming, "Biniyam Shibre was caught in bed with Angela." And you already know the 90-day fandom saw those two names in the same sentence and immediately blacked out. But here's the thing. The evidence isn't some scandalous hotel room shot. It's a super clean, super smoothed, heavily processed looking photo of Biniyam hugging Angela. No bed, no context, no date, no location. Just a pose that could have happened anywhere. A cast event, a party, a meet and greet, even a random quick pic moment before someone got ushered away. And the comment section? It turned into a full-blown comedy club. People weren't even debating chemistry. They were roasting the editing. Fans pointed out how filtered Angela looks, like the filter is on max settings and reality has left the chat. Some comments basically said the filters went to bed with her too. Others were like, that could be anyone until I see his full face because the image is so polished, it feels off. Then you've got the skeptics who immediately yelled AI. The theory is that this is either a manipulated photo or an AI-generated mashup designed to farm clicks, because the headline is doing all the work, not the proof. And honestly, the caught in bed wording is exactly what makes fans suspicious. If someone really had the kind of receipts that would break the fandom, why lead with a single overly clean hug photo and a caption that reads like clickbait? And of course, there's the "this is a stunt" crowd. The people who think this is just the 90-day universe doing what it does, staying relevant by tossing gasoline on the timeline. Because in this franchise, controversy equals conversation, and conversation equals screen time. But the real reason this rumor spread so fast is simple. These are two high-reaction names. Biniyam comes with relationship drama baggage. Angela comes with Angela. Put them together and it instantly sounds like the messiest crossover episode imaginable, even if it's built on air. The spiciest read is that fans don't actually believe it. They're just addicted to the chaos, and this rumor is the perfect excuse to roast, spiral, and argue in public. Up next, Madelein's sudden sickness on the other way. Dizzy, throwing up, and why viewers are whispering pregnancy update. Madelein tells Luke she's feeling low, and then during a car ride, she suddenly has to puke. She's dizzy, wiped out, and acting like this isn't her usual vibe at all. And because this is 90 Day, the cameras linger just long enough for the audience to go full detective mode. The show doesn't confirm a pregnancy, at least not yet, but it absolutely tees up the suspicion. Madelein's symptoms could be anything: a bug bite, the weather, stress, travel fatigue. but the way the scene is framed makes it feel like a uh-oh moment right before the big day. And the conversation gets even spicier when Madelein brings up their sex life. She straight up blasts Luke for unprotected sex, saying she asked him to be careful and he didn't listen. That line alone lit up social media because fans immediately started arguing about responsibility and trust. What really sent viewers into overdrive is Madelein also telling cameras she doesn't want to conceive right now. She basically admits the timing isn't right. She and Luke already have issues, and adding a baby to a shaky foundation would be chaos. Then, Luke mentioned something from 2 months ago, and the way the edit lands, it feels like the show is dangling a clue, like there's a timeline fans should be watching. And of course, people online are bringing receipts from earlier episodes. Madelein's history of fighting Luke on money, demanding a lavish wedding, wanting business rights, wanting control. So now the comment section is split. Some fans think the pregnancy angle would be a trap storyline. Others think it's genuinely a scary surprise that could blow up the wedding. The wildest speculation is that TLC is setting up a last-minute test reveal because nothing says wedding weekend like a potential baby bombshell and a couple already fighting about trust. Keep it locked because the next story is a completely different kind of uncomfortable, and it's got the internet furious. Greta flies across the world for Matthew, and he gives her one drawer. Plus, fans say the welcome was ice cold. So here's what fans are zeroing in on. First, the living situation. According to the online chatter, Matthew didn't truly prepare for Greta's arrival. No cleared closet space, no organized shelves, no "we made room for you," just that tiny symbolic space. One drawer. And the fandom is treating it like the biggest red flag of the season because it's not about furniture, it's about effort. Then the welcome itself felt off. People say the airport reunion didn't have that excitement you'd expect after months of talking. No softness, no reassurance, just this vibe like Greta landed and instantly became a problem to manage. Viewers kept comparing it to the bare minimum. Flowers, a plan, a warm ride, a real "I'm so happy you're here." Instead, the mood online describes it as flat, detached, and weirdly transactional. And then comes the detail that made fans combust. Multiple comments claim Matthew told Greta she smelled early, possibly during the first hug, and then brought it up again later. Even if someone traveled for hours and isn't fresh, saying that out loud on camera to the person you're supposed to love? People called it humiliating, mean, and the moment they realized Greta might not be handled with care in this relationship. It reframes everything. The drawer, the cold tone, the pressure. Suddenly it all feels less like awkwardness and more like disrespect. After that, fans say he moved way too fast into heavy stuff, dragging her straight into apartment hunting, jumping into serious conversations like kids almost immediately, and even involving his dad in the dynamic. Viewers hated that because Greta already seems isolated in a new place, so bringing in a parent can feel like being outnumbered instead of supported. The fandom is split on Greta, too. One camp says she's overwhelmed because she has no independence there, no friends, no familiar support system, and the lack of a soft landing triggered a spiral. The other camp says you don't fall out of love in days unless the feelings were shaky before she even boarded the plane. And don't even get people started on the cat. Many fans are furious she left her cat behind for a move that's already collapsing. The spiciest theory is that the one drawer moment wasn't accidental. It was Matthew revealing in one tiny detail that he never fully pictured Greta as a real partner, just someone who'd squeeze into his life. Up next, Tyray's glow-up confession, weight loss surgery, the hospital bed post, and the jaw-dropping number he says he's down to. Tyray posted to Instagram reflecting on his gastric bypass/sleeve journey, and he didn't sugarcoat it. He shared a short hospital bed clip from after the procedure, stitched up, exhausted, but clearly proud, and fans immediately started flooding the comments with support. He basically framed it as something that terrified him, but something he felt he needed to do for his health and his future. And what made the post hit harder is the backstory fans already know. Tyray's whole 90-day arc was heartbreak and humiliation. He got catfished by Camilla, who turned out to be a man, and viewers watched him process that in real time. A lot of people believe that emotional low point pushed him to finally prioritize himself, not for a relationship, not for a storyline, but for survival and self-respect. Tyray also talked about how long the surgery plan took. He said this wasn't some impulsive move. He'd been working toward it for about a year, and it required major lifestyle changes before the operation even happened. He admitted he gained about 10 pounds before the procedure, which is so human, but then he got serious about the pre-op diet to hit the surgeon's target goal. That detail made fans respect him even more because it shows how hard the process is mentally, not just physically. And then came the headline number. Tyray revealed he's down to 147 pounds. The comment section basically exploded with "what?" because the difference is dramatic, and people are calling it one of the most impressive transformations to come out of the franchise. He also gave a shout out to the Central California Surgery Center for taking care of him and his family, which made the whole post feel less like a flex and more like gratitude. Fans and even some fellow cast members showed up to congratulate him, telling him to keep going, keep healing, and keep choosing himself. And honestly, in a sea of chaos, this was a rare moment of the fandom being wholesome. The spiciest speculation isn't messy. People are wondering if Tyray's glow-up confession is about to come with a whole new dating chapter, and if the show will try to pull him back in.